It started like a dream written in gold. Mikey Williams, the high school prodigy every scout called the next big thing. A teenager signed to Excel Sports, with a deal worth millions before he even crossed the graduation stage. Fame, followers, endorsements, Mikey had it all. But one night, flipped everything. Faith. God. I'm stuck in a tough position. His words echoed in a cold courtroom. 9 felony charges. Decades in prison on the line. The boy built for NBA superstardom watched his dream collapse overnight. But how did America's brightest star fall so far, so fast? This is the rise and the ruin. Mikey's story didn't start on a court. It started in a legacy. His father, Malin Williams, a high school basketball standout at Sweetwater High. His mother, Charisse, a collegiate softball powerhouse at Hampton University. Athletic blood flowed in his veins. Discipline was the family creed. A perfect storm for a legend in the making. I started hooping at 4. My pops was a coach. I was always in the gym. From age 4, the game was his world. But in middle school, that world exploded. .1 viral dunk in 7th grade. That's all it took. The internet crowned him the next LeBron. Overnight, millions followed him, and the spotlight never dimmed. Man, I was in 7th, maybe 8th grade. I didn't even understand business yet. Everything just happened so fast. His fame wasn't random, it was engineered. His father saw beyond the game, building Mikey into a brand. By 13, he inked a historic nil deal with and won, making him the youngest athlete endorser ever. A 6-figure move that shook the sports world. My pops was the mind behind it. I didn't even know why I was doing half the stuff. He just said it'd make sense one day. And it did. By the time he landed at San Isidro High in 2019, expectations weren't high. They were astronomical. Yet even then, no one foresaw what was coming. As a freshman, he averaged 29.9 points, 6.7 rebounds, 4.9 assists, and 1.6 steals, leading his team to a CIF San Diego Section Division III title. Then came that night, December 13th, 2019. Against Montgomery High, Mikey erupted for 77 points, 9 threes, pure fire. A 116-52 blowout, breaking San Diego's single-game record. That night wasn't just history, it was prophecy. A teenager had just announced himself to the world, and the world was listening. The basketball world couldn't stop talking about him. Mikey Williams wasn't just a prospect anymore, he was a movement. His 77-point explosion had cemented his name among legends, and soon, the awards came flooding in like a storm with no end. Max Prep's National Freshman of the Year, CIF San Diego Section Player of the Year, All-State First Team. His trophy shelf grew heavier by the week. College powerhouses, Kansas, Duke, North Carolina, lined up for his signature. But Mikey's rise went beyond the hardwood. It became something bigger, something viral. Overtime's cameras followed his every move, transforming the once camera-shy kid into a social media phenomenon. Millions watched his every step, every dunk, every word. That was freshman year, right? Yeah, freshman year. To be that young, with that much fame, was a storm few could weather. I didn't know what to do, he admitted. But the timing couldn't have been more perfect. The NL era had dawned, and Mikey was standing at its front gate. Holding the KEY at just 17, he inked a multi-year deal with Puma, launching his own signature sneakers and apparel, making history again as one of the first high school athletes to cash in on name, image, and likeness. His estimated value skyrocketed past $3.6 million, fueled by NFT drops, NBA 2K22 features, and brand deals with Cash App and Lace Clips. Then came the celebrity endorsements. LeBron James called him special. Kevin Durant labeled him must-watch. Drake featured him in music videos. The kid from viral middle school highlights was now living a lifestyle that even NBA stars envied. By late 2022, the college recruitment battle ended like a royal coronation. Mikey chose Memphis, drawn to Penny Hardaway's NBA pedigree and the promise of a direct path to the league. Scouts projected him as a top 5 draft pick, a scoring guard with charisma, confidence, and commercial magnetism. But behind the smiles and camera flashes, the warning signs were already forming, quiet cracks in a perfect facade. The fame that once built him began to hollow him out. The first slips weren't public, they happened in the shadows between games, when the lights dimmed and the crowds went home. Later, Mikey would admit it. It wasn't just that night. There were other situations before that, not so good ones. God just sat me down. He wasn't convicted yet, but his words hinted at the storm coming his way. Scouts had already whispered about effort issues, distractions, and entourage influence. To some, the March 2023 shooting wouldn't be a shock, just the final domino in a pattern long ignored. Then came March 27, 2023, the night everything shattered. At his $1.2 million home in Jamul, east of San Diego, what started as a quiet evening spiraled into chaos. A group of uninvited guests, raised voices, then gunshots, a Tesla Model 3 riddled with bullets, 5 passengers inside, all miraculously unharmed. But the damage was done. The calm, camera-ready prodigy had allegedly lost control in the most catastrophic way possible. In a single moment, the legend became a headline. The legal storm hit fast and hard. On April 13, 2023, San Diego County deputies arrested Mikey Williams. 6 felony charges. 3 counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm. 1 count of making criminal threats. 2 counts of firing into an occupied vehicle. Each one carrying enough years to erase an entire future. The boy destined for NBA greatness now faced the cold reality of prison bars and the painful question that would haunt every fan who once believed in him. Each charge carried up to 9 years in prison. Combined, Mikey Williams faced the haunting possibility of spending his athletic prime behind bars instead of on the court. The basketball world froze. Shock, disbelief, grief. The same fans who had watched his highlights for years now watched his mugshot flash across their screens. Social media ignited like wildfire. A post from Bleacher Report alone racked up over 32,000 likes, as millions tried to process the unthinkable, the fall of a kid they had grown up cheering for. Analysts began connecting dots, calling it the Ja Morant effect, a troubling new trend of young stars consumed by fame. Flashing guns instead of greatness. AT Memphis head coach Penny Hardaway, the man who had fought hardest to bring Williams to campus, issued a careful statement. "We are aware of the situation and gathering more information." But behind closed doors, he faced the grim truth. His prized recruit might never wear a Tigers jersey. Meanwhile, the courtroom became Mikey's new arena, each hearing another round in a slow, brutal fight for his freedom. He pled not guilty, but prosecutors weren't done. They kept digging. And then, in October 2023, came the twist that would change everything. During a crucial preliminary hearing, Judge Sherry M. Thompson-Taylor ruled there was enough evidence to proceed to trial. And just when it seemed things couldn't get worse, they did. Prosecutors hit Williams with 3 additional felony charges, bringing the total to 9. Among them, new counts of criminal threats and grand theft auto tied to the same incident. Suddenly, the stakes had skyrocketed. Over 30 years in prison if convicted. 30 years. The difference between a superstar's rise and a man's disappearance. Still, no one claimed to have seen Mikey fire a gun. The San Diego County Sheriff's Department confirmed there were arguments at his home that night, but no injuries. Yet the damage, reputational, emotional, financial, was catastrophic. Williams posted $50,000 bail, walking out of custody, but stepping into a different kind of prison, one built from public scrutiny and uncertainty. The stress began tearing through his family. Courtrooms replaced gyms. Lawyers replaced trainers. And through it all, Mikey sat in silence, forced to watch others debate his fate. "I think my people were more scared than me," he said softly. "My pop's been through it. He just didn't want me going down that same road." But the walls kept closing in. Corporate America moved swiftly and without mercy. Puma, once proud to call him the face of their future, cut ties, citing pending legal matters. Lace Clips, another major sponsor, followed soon after. The empire he'd built before even turning 18 was crumbling piece by piece, faster than anyone could stop it. And as the endorsements vanished, one chilling question lingered in the air. Had Mikey Williams already played the last game of his life?